Alrighty. The Wizardry Lab. Oh god, ghosts. I actually forgot all about them. The ghosts actually aren't too irritating in this game. They're really irritating in Portrait of Run. If nothing else, I think everybody can agree. Oh god, I just clicked on something I didn't want to click on. Hang on. I just opened up a program that's probably going to lag my whole computer for a second. But anyways, Castlevania just has absolutely awesome music. There is no denying that. Come on, you can do it, computer. I'm probably gonna have to get a new computer in the next year because I think Windows 10 support is running out. I was hoping Windows 12 would come out before I bought a new computer. Still hoping that's the case. Yeah, my computer's ancient. I've had it since 2012. Granted, a lot of the parts in it have been replaced since then, but... Regarding my audience, you think they're all adults now? Yeah, they are. That's part of the issue with, like, that's part of what's been, like, the issue with the viewership. Like, I know that there's people who do want to watch, but they gotta work, or they got, like, IRL obligations. I got hit by that same axe twice. Thing there's a save room on the other side. Yeah, the inside here doesn't seem to be laggy. I think it was just the Lost Village. Maybe the snow particles are causing it. Adult life means you have little time or energy to do fun stuff. Oh, absolutely. That is 100% true. Oops. I mean, I found this to be true. Like, so when COVID happened and I was an unemployed bum for a while, I streamed a lot. And it was, like, easy to stream a lot because I had plenty of time and energy. And, like, I'm like, oh yeah, easy peasy. And then you're like, okay, well, when I get a job again, I'll be able to still do it, right? Like, I got time in the evenings. But then you get a job and you, like, go through your work day and you come home and you're just like, ugh. Like, do I really want to? Next armor is pretty good. I've gotten pretty good at throwing axes because of Portrait of Run, too. I would say, in a lot of ways, I actually do... Well, no. I don't think that's true. I was going to say I have more time. I lose so much time to commuting. Because I like, my commute each day is like an hour 15 round trip. Plus work, plus lunch. So, like, almost 10 hours a day are just, like, straight up sent to the work realm. And that's ignoring getting ready for work. That's ignoring a lot of other factors that go into it. got a cape. But more than anything, it's just an energy issue. And then, of course, we all know, like, I've got my carpal tunnel issues, so... that's like just another layer on it. It's like after using a computer all day and working hard, it's like, well, do I really want to... Like, some days I just don't want to play games, or, oh my god, first try. That is huge. That's actually a really good soul, because I could use it on, yeah, one overhead weapon. I used to always deck out the mana soul, like I was really obsessed with it. I mean, I think it's a good soul, but I don't think it was, like, worth obsessing over it. Some days you watch YouTube videos for hours. Yeah, I think that's why I like to sink time into watching sports. Because, like, sports are kind of nice. They're an easy activity to enjoy. I don't think he's glaring. I may not have the weapon. I think it's an axe. Maybe Hammer's selling it. Like I'll straight up go buy the axe if he's selling it. Didn't I already buy it? Yeah. Yeah, axe is buy it. Do I like Randall on the Wolves so far, or is it too soon? It's definitely too soon. I really wasn't able to watch the Laker game, because both of the games are, like, so late at night. But I did watch, I watched the Kings game, like, today. Yoka, you just don't understand how a guy thinks. Cancel him! Cancel him! This is 2024! You can't talk like that in 2036, Soma. Okay. Oh wait, it's an axe armor upgrade. Soma is over party, I know, right? Okay, I was right. So this is fun. So I just like made the game stupidly easy because I got the 2 souls that just make me broken as all hell. I just doubled my attack power. The only problem is I got rid of my souls, but oh well. Canceling Soma on Twitter for disrespecting women. Maybe he's more progressive because he's in the future? Hey, maybe. Maybe he knows something we don't. Guys, should I really use this stupidly overpowered weapon? Aren't I just making the game too easy? Is that fun? Is it fun to be OP? Do it. Like, I remember when I was younger and I'd play Dawn of Sorrow, I would always grind out those souls because I knew it was OP. But the game just handed it to me this time. I didn't even have to work for it. It's just like, here. Have the most broken weapon in the game for free. At this point in the game. Like, look at that. Just one-shot that thing. Kinda weird seeing the creature here, because he's a boss, and I've just fought that boss last night in Portrait of Ruin. Do I want an easy retirement? Great question. Do I want it? Ooh. And I get an OP, like, defensive item? Like, am I even trying at this point? I'm just wrecking these noobs. Oops. I destroyed the chair. I've been using Vampire Killer in Portrait of Ruin because it feels kinda wrong to not use it. But there are weapons that it could arguably be considered better. I mean, I'm just one-shotting everything. I'm like not even getting near them. They're just like, that poor pig had no chance. He was just standing here minding his own business, and then next thing you know, an axe comes flying through the floor and he just dies. It's just not even fair. That little piggy did not get a chance to go to the market. Yeah, he was just waiting to become bacon. Poor guy. Alright. Let us chill. What a nice chair. See, Soma appreciates good furniture. The Reverse Castle in Symphony of the Night. So I've never actually played Symphony of the Night the whole way through. I had the, you know, Yarharhar back in the day to play it, and I did get it working. But then, like, precisely when I was about halfway through my playthrough, I think that's when I had computer issues. And then I, like, had to get a new hard drive or something, and that was just the end. Never actually went back and finished it. I just remember getting to the alternate castle, and that was, the end. Yeah, Juste was an awesome Belmont. I still don't know how to say his name, though. I've seen people say it's pronounced Just. Just. Celia Fortner. Sounds like the name of a girl in your neighborhood that bullies you. I think he called you stupid. For God to be perfectly good, there must be a being of perfect darkness. It's a very interesting way of logicking through it. Juiced. 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 Juiced is juicing. I'll probably forever just call him Juste. Are you incapable of thinking even a little? Dimitri has the most punchable face out of any Castlevania character. I would agree with that. It is a very punchable face, but I find him a very likable character. Dario is, like, not even, like, worthy of my attention. Such a dunce. I think that was the point, but, like, as a character, he's just so uninteresting. Like, at least Dimitri's kind of interesting. At the top. Yeah, Dimitri is the true villain of the game. I actually like that Castlevania plots are simple, but I definitely like them to have some substance. I know earlier I mentioned that, like, I would probably ramble at some point during this playthrough about, like, some ideas I've had. Like, I've thought about how cool it would be, like, if someone could go, or, like, even, like, me as a creative project, could go back through the timeline and, like, clean a few things up. And then, like, eventually write out an interesting story for the 1999 game. And one of the ideas that I had that I think would be, like, a really interesting way of spicing up the series a little bit would be if you went back... So Circle of the Moon isn't considered canon. But I think you could integrate it into the timeline because it takes place in the same century as Order of Ecclesia. So my idea for Circle of the Moon is, what if during Circle of the Moon's plot you introduce a few other characters to the plot, and one of them is actually a young Barlow from Order of Ecclesia. And the DSS card system is like a preliminary process to set up glyphs in the future, and that's like how Barlow gets the idea behind them. Because the idea of Order of Ecclesia was that in order to beat Dracula without Vampire Killer, you fight fire with fire, so you fight Dracula with his own power. The DSS card system is like using Dracula's minions' power, in a way. So like my thought process there is like the DSS system is kind of like similar to the glyphs in a way. And it's kind of like, arguably in a way, using Dracula's power against him. I think that would be like an interesting way to integrate Circle of the Moon into the timeline. The only issue with that is I don't really know how you fit the Baldwins and the Graves families into the timeline. Because I'm a little rusty on how the Morris family fits in. Yeah, Barlow would have been aware of Dracula because he'd have lived through an attack of Dracula. Like, to me, it seems like a really interesting premise. And he could actually be a good guy in Circle of the Moon, but the experience, like, maybe he gets corrupted along the way. I don't know how you would allude to that without making it obvious to the, like, main character, but I'm sure, like, you could probably write it in a way that's interesting. You would have to clean up the Circle of the Moon game as a whole, though. Like, you'd probably have to add some sort of prologue or something. I like to think that Jonathan and Charlotte get married, and then Jonathan lives long enough to pass down the whip to Julius. Like, that's something that I think would happen. I would also like to find a way to actually, like, make the Baldwin and Graves families fit the timeline somehow. Part of my idea was thinking that the vampire killer that they use in Circle of the Moon would be like a fake. Like, it's a fake, but then they, like, amplify it with the card system to make it stronger. Like, because that's kind of what the card system does. Most of the... At least half the abilities manipulate the whip. Yeah, the Morris family is a distant family. I think there's ways you could integrate the families. I wish there was a ROM hacking scene for Castlevania, but it doesn't seem like there's a particularly, like, I don't think anyone's, like, gone nuts with the ROM hacking scene. Like, I don't think it's like Pokemon where you could basically make a game from scratch. Like, it'd be super cool if you could. Oh, I suck. Oh god, I'm bad. Very bad. I got this OP weapon, and I'm bad. Oh, I'm not gonna make it! Oops. Man, even with an OP weapon, I almost botched that. Yeah, I like to think that the Graves and Baldwin clans would somehow fit in. It just would be it would take a little bit of thought. There's also some other games that would be tough to fit into the timeline. But I haven't actually played a lot of the games outside of the originals, the Game Boy Advance and DS games. So like, I'd have to actually like go back through and, because like I said, I never even finished Symphony of the Night. Not that the older games had a ton of plot. No, I never beat Symphony of the Night. Presumably the old games could be like remade into like a modern Metroidvania. I know some people would call that blasphemy, and I mean, maybe it is. I suppose it's a matter of opinion or perspective. Like, Simon's Quest would probably be really good as a remade modern Metroidvania. Because it was an old school Metroidvania, so it would, like, be modernized pretty well. Bad. Ow. Legends is non-canon. Wait, isn't Legends the Game Boy games? I know there's one with the ones with Sonya Belmont. I know those aren't canon, but I thought the other ones are canon. Oh, I didn't get those gym clothes. I mean, regardless, what I'm thinking of, like, doing in my brain is, like, basically a rewrite of the timeline to an extent. So, there would definitely be some creative liberties taken, and I'd probably try to rewrite it. I probably would rewrite some things to be able to fit them in. I mean, obviously, I would try not to tamper with the timeline as much as possible, but I think if you want to get it to all neatly and snugly fit together, you'd have to at least make a few adjustments. Man, we're kind of cruising through this game. I know what the next boss is. I'm trying to think of how far away it is. Because if I split the video here, it's only, Actually, no, we're up to about a half hour. I think we could split the video. Alright. Alright, YouTube folks, we're gonna split here. And, yeah. Thank you all for watching. And we shall continue.